So the topic is health insurance, and I'm going to talk about three things. First of all, why do people want health insurance? So one, why? And second topic is the problems that arise in a free market with health insurance. Problems, and two kind of problems we're going to talk about. First of all, moral hazard, and we're going to talk about adverse selection. And finally, I want to say something about the size of these problems and whether problems can be solved or reduced. So size and solutions. That's the three things. So first of all, why do people want insurance? Well, assume that you can be sick or you can be healthy. Only two possible states. Let's draw this diagram. If you are sick and healthy, and this is your wealth. If you're sick, you don't have much wealth, so you'll be here. If you're healthy, you'll be here. So let's say this is 5,000, for example, and this is 10,000. Now, how happy are you, or what is your utility? Well, that depends on your wealth. We're going to assume that, so we have utility here. And then we're going to assume that the utility function looks like this. The more money you have, or the more wealth you have, the happier you become. But eventually, at some point, you reach a point where you gain more utility, but it's not increasing as fast as it used to be, so a diminishing margin of utility or wealth. It only means that if you're rich, the utility you get from $1,000 is less than the utility you get from $1,000 when you're poor. So when you double your wealth, you don't double your utility. So the utility associated with being sick would be something like this. That's the utility you have when you're sick. If you're healthy, you will have this utility. Utility, healthy. Now, let's just assume for simplicity that the probability of becoming sick is half, and so half here and half here. What will happen if you do not have insurance? Well, you will either be healthy or you will sick, so you'll be somewhere between utility of healthy and somewhere and utility of being sick. And since the probability is half, you'll be right in the middle here. Utility with no insurance. Now you have to ask yourself, what kind of utility could you have had if you had insurance? Well, let's say that you could be somewhere in between being sick and being healthy. So you could have 7,500. That's with insurance, always. Basically, you have to pay 2,500 to get insurance. So you'll be at 7,500. But if you become sick, you get 2,500. So you're at 7,500. So you'll always be at 7,500 with insurance, which is less than healthy, but it's more than sick. And you know you're going to be there. Well, the utility of being at 7,500. Let's go up. There. And away. That's the utility with insurance. Utility with insurance. And as you can see from this graphical illustration, the utility of having insurance here is higher than the utility of not having insurance. So basically, this shows that you want to have insurance. It gives you higher utility. Now, you also have to ask yourself, of course, why? I mean, I can show you this figure. Well, there are two ways of answering that. First, there's the formal way. You can prove, given that the utility function is like this, that half times the utility of being sick plus half times the utility of being healthy is smaller than the utility of half of what you get when you are sick plus half what you get when you're healthy. And you don't have to use a half here, you can use the probability instead. The probability of being sick could be P, and then 1 minus P is the probability of being healthy. Now, So this will always be true as long as the utility function has this shape that we have drawn here, meaning it's you actually have diminishing marginal utility, like that. If you're risk neutral, then the curve would look something like this, and you would not buy insurance. If you love risk, the utility curve would look something like this, and you would never buy insurance. You would try to gamble instead. But this is all the formal things. What is the intuition behind this? Well, the intuition is that. So what is the intuition behind this? Well, the intuition is easy. You don't like jumping up and down in terms of utility. If you don't have insurance, sometimes you'll have the utility that you have when you're sick, and sometimes you'll have the utility when you're healthy. You will jump up and down between different kinds of utilities. But people don't like that. They don't like the uncertainty. I don't like jumping up and down. They would like to have a certain stable income that gives them higher utility. That's what the utility curves indicates. So that's why you want insurance. You don't want to avoid jumping up and down. You want to have a stable income. And you're willing to pay for this. That's why we buy insurance. So basically the reason is we're afraid of risk. We don't want our income to jump up and down, so we buy insurance. That's why we get the demand for insurance and health insurance. Okay, so given that people demand insurance,